Hello everybody, this is Simon with Let's Play Sonic 2006. Oh boy, Radical Train. This level is infamous, and I know I've said this a lot, but to be honest, Flame Core isn't really infamous, it's just kind of bad. But Radical Train is a level that kills you a lot in the first part because of its gimmick, and kills you a lot in the second part because of the Mach speed section, making this feel like a bit of a gigantic chore, which it's not really, because you can finish it under 3 minutes, but it definitely feels longer because of that. Anyway, the gimmick. Let's explore this by cutting away from here. What Sonic says here basically is the mission statement. We have to help the train. We can't take our time and, for example, turn around and try to collect those rings that will forever be uncollectible because the camera focuses on the train. This is really fun in my opinion. If we take too long, then at some point we will see the train has left the station completely, and then it crashes into these exploding boxes that someone has left on the track for whatever reason, and presumably this kills Elise. I'm not here to question the story of this game, okay? I'm here for the gameplay and level design, and it is trash. Wonderful. This spring will always kill you. It is basically meant as a tutorial that you can grind on those rails up there, but it just doesn't work. I don't know. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's keep going. I feel like the strict time limit that you're under in this level is much to the detriment of it, both because it is needlessly stressful and also because, whoa, that was close. It is actually quite fun to explore this level, but you don't get many opportunities for it. Anyway, because that was so close, let's take a quick look at this part again, just from a different run. So this is what it basically looks like. At some point you will see that the train comes in relatively quickly, and then you can destroy the boxes with this switch. This again makes no sense whatsoever. Let's switch to a slightly different recording as well, not the main run, because haha, this can happen. Note the platform to the left, this is where Silver starts his level. Interesting trivia, you can get up there with Sonic, but there's nothing there. Let's continue here. Nobody usually waits here because you're under a time limit, and this means that Sonic will always cut off the whole message. Brilliant. The scales work fine, I guess, but what doesn't work fine here is that the light speed trail was still on the floor, even though I had already collected all of the rings. It's basically an invisible object you can zoom along, so my kick intended for the box didn't work. There are going to be a few more of these mishaps, let's call them, because I really do want to do the level justice, including stuff like this happening, because those platforms are precarious and you sometimes have edge protection, sometimes you don't. Anyway, finally the first silver medal and our forced bounce bracelet tutorial. This is one of the few times where we actually have to do it, and I didn't even notice it while I was reviewing the footage, but yeah, you only need once, huh? I usually do it the second time as well, but you don't really if you have enough momentum. Anyway, to the left is basically the kind of intended path of the level. I feel like it guides you towards that, but here is a shorter one, and it also has the silver medal. We're going to see the full one in the S rank run. Here's a bunch of enemies you can kill at once by taking out the leader, which nets you a fat 2000 points. And then here you actually have a lot more time, which is interesting because I feel like it's because you can also explore the other side here and then destroy this box, which has been pushed away, and then this spawns the ring box. It's really weird. Anyway, don't take this booster, because it will propel you away from the silver medal. So yeah, they did take a lot of care into adjusting the train's speed to how the level generally flows, which I really appreciate, but usually you do not have the time to appreciate that while the level keeps killing you regardless as you explore for the switches, while the homing attack betrays you, and so on and so forth. This is how it should look like. So this is an alternate path to the side, but obviously I'm going to take it because that's where the silver medal is. Another assortment of enemies which doesn't really do anything except supply you with plenty of more points. Some cinematic camera angles. This is good stuff. I really like this part of the level, and it's a crying shame that you do not have time to really explore it, because the train is always going to come here. And this is also a little funny message by Sonic, because you might think that he decides to go onto the train itself, but that is not correct. You want to go to some of the other trains, but this is also not correct because you just want to do this. You can homing attack directly up here. You can also take this ring box and the refill for the power meter, which is impossible to drain at this point, and it will never drain because of a glitch, but we do not have any ability yet which could drain it even if it worked. Really weird. I do not quite get these enemies here, but I suspect that they didn't account for how high their homing attack would put you, and therefore they were thought to be necessary, but they are not. Anyway, again, if you take the time to explore in this part, you will die. That is not good. That is terrible, in fact. It is sad, because again, there is a lot of variety here. You can take a lot of different paths, but if you play around too much, then you will just suffer for that. And that is not good design, I have to admit that, even though I really like this part. Well, can't be helped. So, again, just taking a little bit too much time. And this is just... this is not that much time I did take extra, this is just very tight. So this is basically what you have to do. You just get up here ASAP, do not play around at all, and take the quickest spring, which is this one here, or directly go here. There is one other spring route which you can take by taking the left one of the last two, but it's whatever, it's faster this way. And then I didn't even see the train here, so this was the fastest way, and you will see another fast way in the S-rank run, of course. Anyway, you could theoretically get the invincibility to deal with the enemy, but surely it's going to be much more necessary in the next part. Oh, loading screen. Wonderful. Great invincibility as usual. I love those. Anyway, max speed. Are you ready to see a lot of deaths? Because it is a max speed section. Amazing. Missed the first silver medal. And... missed the second silver medal. You can't really see it because I get jerked around so much by the light speed rails here, but yeah, I did miss it. But you can get it with luck if you keep hammering the light speed button. You have to jump here over those gaps. Again, no air control. It's great. It's not. And we keep going here in a different run. Just showing off how this can also go. Ah, wonderful. So yeah, this wasn't the main run, so never mind the lack of ring counter. Back to the main run here. Still didn't get the ring before the light speed section here, showing off that yes, there are different anchor points for the jumping part, for the automatic one. And two trains here, and got tripped up on a rock, and I died. And this looks wonderful. I love it. The fixed camera angle while your body flies off in the distance. There is a short, there is a funny thing with that. Gonna show it off later. And again, didn't get it. Didn't really get it. Let's try it again. There we go. Wonderful. Okay, great. So yeah, I killed myself just because I really wanted to have this medal finally. And you can't really see it getting collected, but trust me, it is getting collected. So let's do this properly. Shot out of the air because it's really hard, and oh my god, boo. But it actually worked. It actually worked. Wonderful. So there are some anchoring points here, a lot of them actually. So this must have been hell to program in this weird ass engine they made. But it kind of works most of the time. Sometimes it does not though. So let's get this medal here. But of course, let's also fix the glitch here. Again, this is emulator fault, completely emulator fault. Just a quick texture fix. Another invincibility, which is amazing because the level is about to end in 10 seconds, which is why I'm killing myself again, because we are still missing some medals, and I don't want that. I want to have a complete medal run. So let's show off said complete run here, okay? So the first one would have been here, the second one would have been here, proof that I got it. Amazing, I didn't believe it myself. Then just straight ahead, just accept that you're going to get hit here. It is possible to not get hit by the trains, but good lord, is it not fun to try. See, here, it didn't get hit, amazing. Then I get hit by the rock, but at least I got the medal, so I can finally finish the level. Yes, there is one more, but that is right before the end. So now we are just going to follow the train along. Let's talk about the train. The explosion will damage you. The debris it sends out will damage you. Forget about keeping your rings here, you will get hit. What you can do, however, is just mash the light dash button, again, like here, which will pull you along these chains, which is really weird looking, but hey, it works, and we are on top of the train, and we have finished the level. Congratulations, that was still only 3.5 minutes in total. Wow! You wouldn't believe it, because that felt a lot longer, right? Yeah, it's weird how a level with such a strict time limit that pushes you forward all the time can feel like it takes ages to complete, but again, this is only because it is so hard for no good reason. It is doable and it has a lot of fun parts, but overall, yeah, this is not a great level. I definitely agree with all of the criticisms people have. It was fun to record though. So let's see, something fun, as I said, here. Because you can actually fly around here and it just works, so that's nice. And there is another small mercy here, completely intended, I assure you. You die and maybe you heard it. Yeah, actually, I did collect the medal here. This is from the same run. It's brilliant. Your body can collect the medal after you died. I love it. It's wonderful. And also something, another small mercy, if you miss the boost ramps, you can still finish the level, even though it doesn't look nearly as awesome. Cutscene time.
I knew it! I knew you'd return. You had to.
You again? This time, there will be no more interruptions! The Iblis trigger must die!
Sonic.
So how was your little walk? Elise! It's time to end this! Nephilis! Why are you getting in my way?
I'm Shadow. Shadow the Hedgehog.
Now stop it. You have nowhere to go.
I would rather die than be your prisoner again.
So what are you going to do, Princess? Do you plan to jump?
Farewell.
Huh?
Sonic!
You won't get away that easily.
Well, that was a lot of nonsense. I didn't watch the cutscenes, but I'm sure that it was a lot of nonsense. Anyway, every good level ends with a boss, but we're going to look at this next time. That's not true, that no good level ends with a boss here and no boss is good in this game. But let's not distract ourselves with that. This is the S rank run, and I promise you, again, it will look great. It will look smooth. It will look awesome. For example, here at the start, you go up here and then you shortcut and get all of these rings, and good lord, will you look at the number of points I already have. That is one solid 10th of what I need for the S rank. This is amazing. And this is also my strategy here. I take all of these shortcuts and small point chunks which you get here and there, and don't bother too much with the level itself, and in the end you get a lot of time bonus as well, because again it is a short level. You get a lot of time bonus if you are relatively quick, which you can be really quick in this level. Whoa, see, there is some edge protection, but not often. And then once you are done with all of that, you will not need any rings. None whatsoever. This is the plan for here. For Flame Core, you could tell that I didn't really need the rings, but this is not usual, because Flame Core can go wrong. It can take a little bit too long. But here you just need to finish in time, and you do not need any rings, which is a blessing, because, well, the Mark Speed section. There is a 20 ring box which I just passed, hidden in one of the crates, but again, you don't really need it. Because you get a lot of points like this, 1600 plus all of the points from the enemies themselves. Beautiful, it's wonderful. Do this a few times and you have a nice solid point lead, and you do not need any rings at the end, which is exactly what you want. You sometimes get turned around on these rails, but blessing is again the engine being for once quite good, because you can homing attack right back onto the rail in the correct orientation. Beautiful. I don't quite know what I wanted to do with the attack here. Maybe just stop myself, but yeah. Bonked my head, no problem, just keep going. As I said, this is the one way to do it. You just need to be extremely fast here, go on top of the rail. If you do not figure that out, then this will kill you a lot of times. Honestly, yeah, it's just not good. And it's terrible because, again, it would be really fun to explore and would be really fun to swim around. We're not getting the invincibility this time. I know, betrayal, the music is so nice, isn't it? And the mark speed part. So again, the only thing you need here is to not die. And the first jump at the very least you can, if you hammer on the light speed dash button, then you will at least make it here. You will get hit by the train, but it doesn't really matter. At the very least, you will never die at this part if you follow that advice. Just hammer the button, even if you're on the ground. Don't jump, just hammer the button. This one was extremely close. A real butt clencher. And again, the booster almost didn't work, but it did work. So bless. Thank you very much, Level. For once in your lifetime, you heard these words. I'm sure. And here, again, you just follow the train. There is nothing you really have to do. You can pad your points out a little bit. Remember, 10 points for everything you collect as you're collecting it. Yeah, another invincibility. This will help a lot. It will not. Another 200 from the life here doesn't really matter. We did it. We finished the level in under 3 minutes. Really, really quick level if you know exactly what you're doing. Even if you don't know what you're doing, as you saw, a lot of bumbling around, 3.5 minutes on the timer, but took a lot longer to record than that, I assure you. But overall, I would say the S rank itself is not that hard. There are a few things you have to do for the mark speed section, but at least they are extremely consistent. I hope you like this comedy of error. Thank you very much for your attention.